rest in peace, Greg Plitt. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he was another fitness blogger, and man, he was like I'm not a fan of too many people in my niche, you know, and it's for no other reason than I'm just not watching too many people, but he had my eye because he's a good-looking guy, he was entertaining, he was full of fire.
Are you happy with it? And if so, is just the intake and outtake of breath that makes you put a smile on your face? That's something your fucking mother gave you. You haven't earned that. What have you done with your life? You make it something else besides the normality of everybody else. The intake and the outtake of what you call life is nothing more than time. And unless done something with, it's forgotten about.
You know, fitness was something I think Greg brought to such a bigger audience, and I think he was somebody. It just wasn't about the training; it was just about the mind over matter. You know, the motivation of it, the true guts to get the glory. You know, frame of mind. Not so much what you're doing, but how you're doing it. You know.
You know, I get asked a lot, what is a secret of achieving goals? How do you really quantitate it? How do you put it down so every day you know if you're going in that direction of success or maybe you're altered? And people are like, man, is it your genetics? Is it your potential? Is it, when it comes down to it, success has nothing to do with potential. It's all about the perseverance of somebody. That will override any endeavor. If you throw shit against the wall, eventually something will stick. You guys that have this potential, don't have this potential, that shit dies. What continues to last forever is a perseverance to always show up. That's what champions do. Every single champion is the same as every ordinary person. The only differential is that they show up to the event every single day. They see failure as a learning curve. They welcome failure. You learn more from failure than you ever will from success. Imagine when you were a kid, guys. When you were a kid, you had that supremacy mindset too. Close your eyes, go back to when you were a kid. Or close your eyes right now. Are you the kid hero right now? The kid inside of you, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever age you are, when you were a kid, big dreams, big aspirations, anything's possible, every window's wide open to you. How do you let that shut? Or do you still believe it? If you now as an adult turn back to the kid at 8 years old, the same person, is that kid proud of you? Is that kid saying, that's who I want to be? If not, open your eyes and fix the motherfucker.
definitely see qualities in Greg that would make a good partner. You know, he's loyal, he's consistent.
Plitt was also starring in a new Bravo reality show, Friends to Lovers, premiering last week, featuring his relationship with longtime friend turned love interest Melanie Marden.
I think a little bit of Greg's greatness rubs off on everybody he's introduced to or knows. There were times when he would show me emails from his fan website from kids that saying that they, you know, he saved their lives because they were so insecure about their body types, and you know, that his fitness programs and inspirational talks and motivational seminars have changed their lives.
But tonight, it's the latest train tragedy in Southern California prompting sorrow. The fitness and entertainment worlds are mourning the loss of a rising star, Greg Plitt, many thought was indestructible.
He shows that you can stumble and you can fall but never give up. He empowered people by living by example, and that his body and his lifestyle is achievable.
For Nightline, I'm Brandy Hitt in Los Angeles.
I didn't know Greg, but I met him several times. In 2010, I think, is the first time we met him. Carrie had just competed at the Arnold, and he was at the Metrics booth. And he's the Metrics guy. He's the guy that was in all the ads, like lifting the tires and stuff. He has been on shitloads of fitness magazine covers. I do remember seeing him on the TV show Workout. I used to watch the TV show Workout on Bravo. Had Jackie, whatever her name is, she had a gym in Beverly Hills called Sky Gym. And he was part of it. Jamie Eason made an appearance on that show too. And I do remember the last time that we talked to him was at the Arnold again. I had a client who was very inspired by Greg. Like, you say flat out, like, if I could have one physique in the world, it would be like this guy, Greg Plitt, you know, and that was his big thing. And I said, all right, you know, that's cool. You know, Greg's got a good physique. You know, you see him on all these magazines and stuff. And we saw him at the Arnold. I said, you know what? I said, let's go tell him, you know, that I got this client that he really inspires. So we walked up, we started talking to him, and, you know, I told him, I said, you know, I got this buddy that, you know, I train, and he would really just love to look like you. That's his goal, you know, in his entire life. And Greg was cool. He talked to us for a while. He asked us where we were from. And when we told him the DC area, he was like, oh, he's like, is the traffic still fucked up over there? Like, he's like, in the middle of the night on a Sunday at 2 a.m. in the morning, you'll still be sitting in traffic for an hour trying to get somewhere. And he laughed because he was actually from this area. I didn't know that. He was from this area, but he was stationed in this area in the military as a Army Ranger. So he was Special Forces. And he signed and autographed a picture for my client and stuff, and, wished him well and wished us well. And, it just seemed like, everywhere you look, you'd see a picture of him. Metrics was his sponsor, and he was the main guy in all the Metrics ads. As of, I don't know what year it was, Metrics didn't really promote, or sponsor bodybuilders anymore. They were Miss Figure Olympia, Nicole Wilkins, and, Greg Plitt were the big people at that company. And at all the expos, he'd be there.
Right now, man. Today's the day. Tomorrow's simply too late.
People are posting tributes to the fitness expert and Bravo star who was hit by a train over the weekend. Greg Plitt died Saturday while apparently...
How about that? What once was dreary and gloomy and despair and cold is now a day to go to the beach. How funny is that? How fast can you turn your day around, basically? That's unbelievable. Some people can sit around and wait for the opportunity to change like this, and then they get the fuck up. Some people strike when that iron's hot. Other people just keep on striking until the fucking blade's so hot it slices through anything. Some people get up in the middle of a snowstorm or a rainstorm, pushes through, listen to their pride, not their ego. And what happens? The sun comes out, birth of a new day, new opportunities. We're living. We're not waiting for it to pass by. The harder you go, guys, the harder you go, the more you get out of it, man. You only live fucking once, man. Why waste a minute of it? You guys will realize one day, the most valuable asset you have, the most valuable asset on earth, is an appreciating asset of time. The more and more you waste it, the more and more you're saying, fuck it, I don't care about living. Wrong answer, man. Wrong answer today, wrong answer tomorrow, wrong answer twice on Sunday. Again, guys, here's the fucking purpose. There's a reason you're here. If you don't have a reason to be here, and your actions here, you don't have a result. You're wasting your time. Don't come here and just love tap it like you do at work. Fucking, this is your life, man. Fucking hit it with some fucking passion.
So we were just talking about Greg Plitt. I want to tell you young guys who Greg Plitt really was. Greg Plitt was, before Men's Physique, before this whole thing got so big, there was one guy, incredibly aesthetic, great abs, and I've been watching him, being inspired by him by years. So you gotta look him up, Greg Plitt. And when I had the privilege of doing the Perfect Physique with him, when I met him, I was like, you know what, I want to see if he's really who he is in the video. Because sometimes you meet the fitness influencers and they're not all that. And he's every bit as intense, man. I remember one night in specific, we were up drinking till 5 a.m. in the morning. I think Greg alone had 2 bottles of wine. We were backyard by the fire with this huge mansion, and we had a 6 a.m. wake-up call. So got 2 hours of sleep. We wake up in the morning and we're in the desert. We had to flip tires, do battle ropes, do chains, and they're keeping the footage rolling the whole time, okay? So imagine these big cameras rolling the whole time and never stopping. So I go, David Morin goes, and then it's Greg's turn. My footage comes out perfect. David Morin's footage comes out perfect. And then Greg Plitt's footage, as soon as he gets on the camera, a white light illuminates the entire film. And it's virtually 90% of his footage that they captured of him for the movie is not utilized because the sound and the white light that was covering him before he died, like, couldn't even use footage, you know, and he was out of this world, man. Like, I got goosebumps talking about it, and he is one of a kind, man. That guy's a fucking savage. And rest in peace, Greg, and thank you for inspiring me, because without you, there would be no me.
All you have is today. That's all you got. Do you make the most of today? Do you make today remember? 9/11, you know, fallen but not forgotten. Every day passes but lived. Same mentality. And if you do it that way, if you die at 20 or 30 or 80, it's gonna be okay with you. You're not gonna be scared. Yeah, do you want more time with Quest? Sure, I want more time. I want more time in my life, do more things? Sure. I'd love to experience more of this beautiful blessing we have called life. But if I'm not able to move forward anymore, I'm sure as shit not saying, fuck, man, I didn't do enough in my time I did have. Hell fucking no. I'm cool with it. So it's a celebration. There's an aftermath, an afterlife. And if you're not spiritual and you're an atheist or you don't believe in anything else, get over your fucking demons. Get over your ego. Believe there is an afterlife. Just for the ability to have accountability of today. In recap, guys, death gives you an eye-opening perspective of what matters. It gives you accountability, and it gives you responsibility. The responsibility comes with people far better than you, that have died far younger than you, to give you this opportunity, immortality, to make changes and make moves. We are born free. We live at the cost of many others before us. That freedom we have, you cannot take it in vain. There's a responsibility to live your life. Because the ones before you, I believe, embrace those highs of life they were never able to live. They were robbed early of it. They embrace them through you. You have a responsibility. It's not about you anymore. It's about a bigger picture. So get that through your head. The accountability is that today matters. Just like running a marathon, 90 days out, you have 90 days of training for it. You cannot blow up today's responsibility till tomorrow, because you lost 1/90 of a chance to successfully engage that marathon. Today matters. There's an afterlife where you're going to be judged to a much higher power. That judgment is judging you when no one's around. It's keeping you honest in your day when no one's looking at you. It's making sure you do everything right. It's accountability to make sure you're ready for that. It's going to college and it's passing all your tests, so the accountability of graduation is successful and you get your degree, and then move into the work market. Your life is the same way every single day. You're building your resume and doing everything right, so at the end is a celebration of the afterlife. Gotta believe in that, though.
I'm noticing an outpouring of emotion, support. People are generally upset that Greg is gone. And I met him several times, and I get it. He's a nice guy. But I wasn't really, like, following his career. I wasn't following what he was doing. So just like what I did with Ziz, I looked into it. I started watching some of the videos, reading things. There was a video on his YouTube channel, if you search it, about him and his dog, which you probably won't get through 3 minutes of it without fucking completely bawling your eyes out. If you have any heart whatsoever, if you have any soul, you'll be crushed at 3 minutes out. If you can make it to the 17-minute, I made it all the way through, but I was a fucking babbling mess by the time I got there. And I said, okay, I get it. I understand why now. Just like with Ziz, I understand why this guy was so, loved, and why people were motivated by him, and why he was very, very real. Like,
I'm very lucky that my work is something I love to do every day. You look at people like Steve Jobs or Warren Buffett, the billionaires, right? They say they've never worked a day in their life because they love what they do. And the people out there, the memberships and the fans, allow me to have that same mentality that I don't go to work ever. I love what I do.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right, man. Greatest job in the world. It's a job where I get to put out what I do, what I love to do, and help to inspire people to do what they love and achieve things. I come to these expos and people wait 3 hours or drive 10 hours or a plane, and they wait in these lines, and they come to me and they say, thank you for everything you're doing. You've really saved my life. You're a huge motivation, a huge difference. And they don't understand how much that means to me, because that's the greatest thing in life. That's a legacy, that you actually do something to leave an impact towards others. And there's no greater honor than that. It's not until I come here and someone takes time out of their day that gives value to what I do. That they use it to transform themselves, to give belief in themselves, to change their life, to become the person they've always wanted to be. And they come and they share that and they thank me for that. But the thing is, it's their sweat on their shirt, not mine. I just help them believe in themselves and to have a small impact in a betterment of their life. Man, it just humbles me so much. And so that's why I think I have the greatest job in the world, because the return on investment, it's not a monetary value, but it's a value that builds legacy.
Every winner has done failed. The loser and the winner both fail. It's just that the winner gets back up and does it again. It's not guesswork. It's a science of intensity. And if you don't have the intensity, don't fucking come in. But when the shirt comes off, what do you got? What do you got, huh? You got an anatomy chart. You got a chart that pops the lower abs. It's not Photoshop. That's the lower abs. That right there makes you number one. It keeps you number one. They made it for me, they can make it for you. If you've got the willpower and dedication, you drive effort into what I'm showing you educationally. You combine the mind and the body and your effort together. You have these. You'll be amongst the very few, the 1 percentile, the half percentile society that doesn't just talk the game, walks the game.
Starting again. This is not the end, this is not the beginning. Just a voice like a riot rocking every vision. But you listen to the tone and the violent rhythm, and know the words sound steady, some empties within, and we say yeah, with fists flying up in the air, like we're holding on to something that's invisible there. Cause we're living at the mercy of the pain and the fear, until we get it, forget it, let it all disappear.
It's been an honor to have that site, 20,000+ members, and they all the greatest thing isn't about any kind of financial return. It really isn't. It's when I come to these expos, and somebody's been on the site, right? And they come up to me, they wait in a line, 3 hours, whatever it is, they wait in line just to tell me thank you. You changed my life. I lost 100 pounds. What even the stories I like even better, they go, I went back to school and got my degree. Or you know what, I decided to start paying child support. I became the person, a role model, an example. I quit heroin addiction. I was able to kick my cocaine habits. And you see this zest, this love in their eyes, this fire, and you had an impact with that.
If there's any take home, from Greg and this whole situation, it would be do what he did as far as living your life to the edge. He had so many projects going on, traveling, doing all the stuff that he did, living his life in his own terms, accomplish all his goals, was setting more goals and heading towards those. And the fact that it can be cut short by a stupid, tragic accident that, obviously you just never know when that's going to happen. So.
by a roast of s'mores and just laughing our asses off with a couple bottles of wine, which you'll see in the film. But Greg was an incredibly inspiring person. On the outside, he just looks like this rugged beast that, you know, will run through a wall. But for those that knew him well, knew that he would run through that wall for you. He was an incredible guy. And when he cared about you, he was your friend, man. He had your back, ride or die. And there is a nice tribute in the film to Greg as well. It's truly one of his legacy pieces. And so if you haven't already, definitely check it out. And also support the cause. Go to gregplitt.com. Support his family as well, because his legacy lives on through that website as well. So you might want to check that out too.
This guy inspires me. He is fucking incredible. If you ever get 2 seconds to spend with this man, I promise you one thing, it will change your life. I do not say that easily. I say it with total humility. This man is the most legit guy I have ever met in this industry. It's not easy to help people be a better version of themselves, and he delivers on that promise.